I want to talk about the value of people. I'm in a cemetery here in Upalco, Utah. It's a very small cemetery, and I don't get the sense that a lot of people come here, except the dead. Upalco probably has a population of 300 people. That's an estimate. I don't really know. Small place, small cemetery, but it's located in a really unique spot, in my opinion. It's a quiet spot, surrounded by sandstone, cliffs. And I've been here once before with my children. We were exploring. There's a stream that runs by here. I'm not sure what stream that is. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, I'm surrounded by cottonwoods and some evergreens. But to get back on to target, I wanted to talk about the value of people and the value of ourselves. We cannot undervalue ourselves. We cannot undervalue those in our lives. And this plays back into something I talked about in a previous video about labeling and how labeling diminishes people and how labeling is not an accurate thing to do with anybody unless you know them, you've known them for a lifetime. But strangers, labeling them in passing is not a good thing to do, and it devalues them because we don't truly know strangers, do we? Let me try to get to something that makes sense. All these people here, somebody grieved for them. Why? Because they were somebody's loved one. Loved ones are valuable in this world. Friendships are valuable. Relationships are valuable. And unfortunately, we live in a society where we tear each other apart because we're not part of this group of thinkers, or we're not part of this mentality. But just because we're not part of a group doesn't mean that we have no value. We should remember that we have value. God puts value on us. That's why we're here on this planet, because He loves us and has given us value. And because we have value, those around us certainly do have value. And let us not diminish that. Let us not forget that. Even those you have disagreements with have value, because they're teaching you lessons. In my case, big lessons right now. Anyway, so again, let's not overlook the fact that we all have true value, and we bring value to the world if we choose to do so. And those who do not, well, they just eat up resources, don't they? And as we move through life, recognizing that we have value, let's not forget to share our talents, share our abilities, and share our thoughts. I'm just admiring this environment. It really is beautiful. There's some Russian olives over here as well. Seems like those things grow anywhere and everywhere. This is a gorgeous place. The Upalco Cemetery. You know, when the mainstream media, when the president, even the debates that are taking place, it seems like the ultimate goal is to diminish the value of their opponents rather than uplift and work together. It seems like this is the dividing factor in our society, is to diminish the value of people around us. But what does this ultimately do? You start thinking in those terms, and what's happening to yourself? Oh, there's a visitor here. I'm not alone anymore. And I'm surprised. I mean, how often do people visit a tiny cemetery? Regardless. But what I was talking about was how the world wears on everybody, and we start using labels and devaluing each other. And this is not creating abundance. This is not creating harmony. This is doing the opposite. This is tearing down one another. And at a time like this, when things are truly collapsing and falling apart and into disarray, can you imagine what things are going to be like? With the mindset going into a collapse scenario will be. It's going to be ruthless. People would treat each other with complete disregard. I mean, it's already happening now when things are good. Just imagine what things would be like when all the veneer of civility is just gone. Remember, you have value. Remember, your children have value. Your friends and loved ones, they all have great value. That's why they hurt. Sorry, that's why one hurts when they're gone. Because they've brought value and meaning to your life. We're all children of God, and we have tremendous value.